Recently, we have heard about the lumpy skin disease, especially in Gujarat, Rajasthan, and other states. And this disease is spreading very fast, and many cattle are died. So it is a big concern for the dairy sector, and even the dairy farmers are in panic because of this disease. And let us discuss some of the important thing of this disease. So this photo I have received from my colleague Dr. Biju Bora. So the disease that development of nodule, skin nodule is the characteristics of this disease. These small nodules are formed when the animals are infected with this disease. And there are various reports we have heard from different states that this lumpy skin disease is spreading and killing many cattle. And yes, there is good news also. The vaccination also going on in our country, and many cattle are vaccinated and to control the disease. So, what is the history of this disease? The virus is first identified in Zambia, 1929, and for several years it was in within the African continent. It was not reported outside the African continent. But in 1989, Israel has reported the outbreak of this disease. This is the first time which is reported outside the African country in 1989. Then, in several countries, this lumpy skin disease virus are reported. The lumpy skin disease is reported in various countries, and it is spreading to new areas or new countries. From Zambia to Israel, it may be due to the transportation of animal, or maybe people traveling from South African continent to other continent. And as that infected animal, there is transboundary transportation, or whatever the reason it may be, the virus detected or the disease outbreak was reported in Israel in 1989, and then several countries. This disease is reported. So in India, it was reported in 2019 in Odisha. Why this lumpy skin disease is creating a havoc among the dairy farmers? Because it causes severe economic loss. And even though the mortality rate is below 10%, but morbidity rate is high, 5 to 45%. It may increase. So as the animal are infected with this disease, the milk yield of the infected animal decrease significantly, and therefore the economic of the farm is affected from the disease. And not only the milk yield, but also this disease caused the failure in reproductive performance of the infected animals. Abortion, infertility are reported, or inactive ovary reported from this when the in infected animals. So it is a big concern for the dairy farmers. When this disease is affected, if there is decrease in milk yield as well as the reproductive problem of the animal, then the farm economy affected severely. The incubation period of this disease is around 4 to 14 days. And the characteristics of this disease is the formation of the nodules all over the body, or different like neck, muzzle, legs, tail, or sometimes you can see all over the body of the animal, formation of the nodules. And this disease is also characterized by the high fever, development of the needle, and the high fever. And some of the important point which was observed when this virus is inoculated intradermally on experimental animal. The observations were 1 to 3 centimeter nodules at the site of inoculation after 4 to 7 days post-infection. Viremia, shedding of virus via oral and nasal discharge after 6 to 18 days post-infection. Regional lymphadenopathy and development of generalized skin nodules after 7 to 19 days post-infection. The presence of virus in semen 42 days after the occurrence of fever. And these are the observations are very important. The viability of the virus. The virus can survive for several months depending upon the environmental conditions. In animals fed and dark environment like feed stores, the virus can remain viable for months. In desiccated skin crust, 35 days, necrotic tissue, 33 days, and air-dried hides, 18 days. And when these skin nodules are kept at minus 80 degrees, minus 80 degrees centigrade, and then from these samples, when we isolate the virus found to be very stable after 10 years when the sample are kept at minus 80 degrees centigrade, and 6 months from the infected tissue culture fluid kept at 4 degrees centigrade. So viability of the virus is long depending upon the environmental condition. Inactivated at 55 degrees centigrade for 2 hours, 65 degrees centigrade for 30 minutes. And this virus is susceptible to highly alkaline pH, chloroform, formalin, phenol, sodium chloride. Sodium hypochlorite. And the virus can also be destroyed in sunlight and liquid detergent. Vulnerable. Which animals are vulnerable to this disease? Immune compromised cattle, lactating animal or high producing animals. The young calves are susceptible and develop nodules within 24 to 48 hours of infection. Loss of body weight. When the animal is infected with this disease, the sign is lack of appetite. They reduce eating or they don't have desire to eat, therefore emaciation, and they lose their body weight significantly. Therefore, the market value of the animal decreases. And apart from this, the infected areas will be taken up by the secondary bacterial infection. If not treated, then the animal condition may be very severe, even to death. So treatment is necessary to protect or to overcome the secondary bacterial infection. So how the virus is transmitted to the non-infected animal? There are two routes, non-vector transmission and vector transmission. Non-vector transmission, it may be direct because the virus you can find in oral, nasal, ocular, milk, semen. So through this, it can directly infect the non-healthy cattle or directly affect the non-infected cattle. The cattle which are healthy, the virus can transmit from infected animal to the non-infected animal through this way. Or it may also transfer through intrauterine transmission to the newborn. And the materials which is used in the farm, those materials also carry the virus to the non-infected animal. Even the human, those who are working in the farm, they may carry the virus to the new areas and spread the virus. Vector transmission, the blood-sucking insects, flies, mosquitoes, they may carry the virus from infected animal to the non-infected animal. Transportation, transboundary transportation, infected animal when transported, then it will reach to the virus may introduce to the new areas. So prevent the insects or blood-sucking insects also play a very important role for the spreading of the virus or the disease. Season also affect because the rainy season, summer season is favorable for the vectors multiplication, and therefore the disease spread is fast and quick because the availability of the vector population is more during this season. Preventive measures. What are the preventive measures we should take? Yes, the cattle shed should be cleaned regularly with proper disinfectant. Here spelling is wrong. Disinfectant. Then new animals should not be introduced to the farm until and unless properly quarantined. Then protect the animal from blood-sucking insect. If possible, use a mosquito net also good to protect from the blood-sucking insect. Movement of the animal should be prevented from village to village, country to country, or transboundary transportation. Proper disposal of the infected carcass. So that is also one of the reasons for the increase of the disease if the carcass is not disposed properly. Spread of the disease if the carcass is not disposed properly. Washing with the disinfectants of contaminated premises, use of pest repellent, strict quarantine. Vaccination is the only way. So all these measures are necessary to minimize the disease, but the main solution is the vaccination to protect the animal from this disease. Vaccination, even the vaccination is going on in our country, but the problem is the commercialization, availability, and the awareness among the farmers. That is also very important to overcome or to control the disease in our country. So homologous live attenuated vaccine can be used. It may give very good immunity. Heterologous live attenuated vaccine also can be used, like sheeppox, goat pox. Sheeppox, goat pox are and lumpy skin virus disease. It is from the same family. So if the animal is vaccinated with goat pox, then the animal also produce immunity against the lumpy skin disease. So conclusion here, the characteristic of the disease is nodule formation. Milk yield decrease significantly. Hide quality is affected because the skin, there is development of the nodules that cause decrease quality of the hide. Infertility. This disease cause infertility and stress. So and the ovarian inactive. So not only the economic loss from the male killed, but also the infertility of the animal creates a very uh, great problem in the farm. If the animal is not productive or reproductive performance is poor, then the farm is affected. So infertility, even the bull, the virus is present in the semen. So the bull cannot be used for the frozen semen doses. So that is also impact the dose of frozen semen dose. So bull cannot be used for months when the bull is infected with the virus. So the main control measures is the vaccination to overcome this disease, even though other measures are necessary to minimize the spread of the disease. Okay, thank you.